Hi, my name is Myra Tanksley, and I am recording this on August the 25th, 2014. And to give you a background, my son is currently illegally confined to a state of Ohio ICF, which is Intermediate Care Facility for the Mentally Retarded. And this facility is run by the Ohio Department of Developmental Disabilities. Now, my son is autistic, and he is not actually moderately retarded, which is the criteria for involuntarily committing an individual over to that facility. My son is not moderately retarded at all. He is autistic, and he's been there a little bit over a year and a half, and he has repeatedly been assaulted, abused, and neglected. I have a Facebook page that's titled The Abuse and Neglect of Autistic Marquis Tanksley by the Government, that will show some of the abuse, neglect, and assaults. The URL is um, www.facebook.com/abuse and neglect of Marquis Tanksley. And you'll see I'm not full of hot air, and that I'm not just using my imagination. So, yesterday, on August the 24th, 2014, when I was visiting my son, he told me that he was kicked several times in the butt by a staff member named Solomon. And I asked him what race Solomon was. He said he was black. And I also asked him what shift, and he said first shift. I also noticed, because there's three revelations on this audio tape, I also noticed that there was a staff member that I didn't know his name, because there's always been all kind of different new staff members and stuff. And he told me his name was Walter, and my son had told me recently, I think it was the visit before this one yesterday, that a staff member named Walter was yelling in his face in his room. So I asked him, I said, is that the Walter that you said was yelling at you? And he said, yeah. He said he was nice. And I said, has he yelled at you since then? And he said, no. But it just shows that these staff members are abusive. Um, and the facility not only hires them, they retain them, and they also allow those same abusive staff members to continue to work around residents that they have previously abused. The third revelation is that my son had two new scratches um, that were below and above and to the side of the horrible knee injury that he acquired at this facility. And this facility um, has also allowed not only the abuse and assault of my son by staff, but they have allowed residents to do it. And my son said that he was pushed down to the floor by a resident named Matt Simon. Now, this Simon has attacked my son before twice and hit him in the face. But when you look at that knee injury, you could tell there was some friction, some shearing, because it took all that skin off and left raw flesh. And so there's no telling, because my son could tell me things, but some things he don't have to tell me. I can see myself. And then when I try to probe, sometimes they tell him to tell me I don't know. And then I encourage him to tell mom, because mom cares and mom wants to know, and then he'll open up. But just looking at that injury, I don't think he just fell on it. There had to be some pressure, some shearing, some type of force um, to make that skin come off like that. So I noticed that. And they took my guardianship away to block notifications. Um, Anything happens to him legally, like that sick program director that is now the superintendent, because they move around in jobs and institutions and all that kind of stuff. He said, well, we don't have to notify you. I said, well, duh, that's the reason why you got your the system has their unfit, scummy, lying, unethical attorneys that they like to appoint that works for them. So they took my guardianship away, so they don't have to notify me about anything. and of course, so that they can block me legally. Now, after my son told me about this staff member named Solomon, he uh, went ahead and started eating because I always bring him food. So, he had Long John Silver, Subway, and he had um, some Riley's barbecue chicken. So I went and told staff. I asked for an investigator that was not there. And later on, um, they told me that she would be coming in um, to visit with me. Well, that was actually after the visit, and I had already left the parking lot. And they also asked me to come and write a statement. I said, I'm not writing a statement because the last time I wrote a statement, it got me nowhere, you know. And I said, you people just, all you're interested in is cooking the books and keeping your jobs. Because nobody will acknowledge that my son has been abused, neglected, and assaulted repeatedly. And I can see what Attorney General Eric Holder is saying when he called this nation, a nation of cowards as far as the racial climate is concerned. Well, they're a bunch of cowards as far as the abuse and neglect and assault of Marquis Tanksley. Because nobody in the state of Ohio or um, Franklin County government um, will acknowledge. They all deny it. And we're talking about the governor, we're talking about Ohio Highway Patrol, we're talking about probate court in Franklin County, Ohio, we're talking about disability rights, Ohio Department of Health, um, just nobody. And that's a bunch of cowards because to keep their jobs, they're going to deny it. So I told him I was not going to write a written statement. I wrote one when my son was attacked and punched, and I seen it by a state of Ohio worker over there almost 2 years ago, and it went nowhere because their intentions is to deny it. That's their job, and that's their investigations, and that investigator works for the department. So she's not going to acknowledge it if she wants to keep her job. And along with all the rest of the cowards, they're going to go ahead and cover it up. So, um, and like I was telling the ground supervisor, I said, well, there's nothing really to talk about with her. I said, because she needs to do her job and go over there and interview my son. I said, because I can only tell her what he told me, and it was real simple. That he got kicked in the butt by Solomon, and several times. It happened yesterday, and then he said it was on first shift and that he was black. That's all. I can't add more to what my son uh, told me. But so there's three revelations in this audio tape, um, and again, um, if you don't already know, I'm not allowed to talk to my son on the phone. They don't want me to even have any contact with him, really, because they know he's verbal. He's able to tell me things, and I'm a whistleblower. But I told him, I said, even if he didn't tell me things, I can still see with my own eyes that he's being abused, neglected, and assaulted. I said, so don't assault my intelligence. I said, no use trying to convince me, that my son is not being abused or neglected or assaulted. I said, so we're past that. And it's been that way since he's been here. So, um, this is the audio tape. At the beginning is you can hear me walking to meet him in the parking lot. And then I asked him about water. And he said, yeah, that was the same Walter that he had told me about before. And then um, he just came out and told me that this Solomon kicked him in the butt. And then he said, wait till we get inside. Because he knows not to tell me things around the staff, you know. And of course, I just really, it's in Jesus' hands, but I know what my son is talking about because I'm sure they're retaliating against him, not only physically, but emotionally. You telling your mom on us and, that kind of stuff. These are very sick people There's liars, there's thieves, there's abusers, but anybody that allows the abuse of disabled, helpless people is scum anyway. And I think a few commentators in the past have said it better than me. One lady said, only the lowest sort of life form will allow, key word, allow the abuse of an individual with a disability or a child. Another lady said, the lowest of the low abuse people that can protect themselves. A guy said, well, you know, I hope these people know that God it doesn't sit well with God when you mistreat helpless people and disabled people, and that the wrath of God will come down on these people. So I think they all said it better than I have, but we're dealing with scum. This is just pure scum. Bunch of cowards that are going to do whatever it takes to keep their little government jobs and allow the abuse of my son or directly abuse my son. It doesn't matter whether indirectly or directly abusing him, they're all abusing him. So without further ado, here is the audio tape. And like I said, then Marquis opened up about this Solomon after we got inside the building and in the room that we visit. So here we go. And of course, thank you for listening.
Barbecue chicken that you like. Yeah. Was fried barbecue chicken or a fried barbecue chicken? Like we used to, when you get back home, you gonna help me make those again? Yeah. Because we used to make them, and it was good. It was. Who's that boy right there with your jeans? He's nice. What's his name? Staff named Walter. Is that Walter? Yes, and Eugene. Was he the one that was hollering in your face? Who? That guy named Walter. Was that him? Okay. Have you done it again? No. Yesterday, Solomon hit me. Is Solomon a resident? We'll talk about that later. Okay. Here? Ed Goodwin? No. Is there an investigator here? Investigator? Yeah, I just wanted to know. What's the job of my car? It should be in this bag. If not, then I'll go back and get it. a resident?
No, it's staff, Solomon.
And he kicked you? Thank you for
First I did the Solomon. No, Solomon was getting mad at me first. And because then I was mad too. He got mad first. I was mad too. Then I started throwing drinks at his face.
At who? Kent? At Dan?
No, Solomon.
Well, he should have never kicked you, though.
But then he kicks me several times after I do drink at him.
Is he white or black?
Who?
Solomon.
He's black.
Okay. And is he over there now? Is he working now?
Not now, but yesterday it happened.
On what shift? First shift, second shift?
First.
Did he kick you in the knee?
No, in my butt.
In your butt? Okay, let's see. It looks kind of infected and stuff. Okay, sit down, Mommy. Take a picture of that. Then you go ahead and eat. Let Mommy take a picture, and then I'm going to go out there.
Where's Riley's fries today?
You got those Long John Silver fries. Put your leg up here.
Okay. Fries for eating.
See, this is scratched too. How did you get that scratched?
Don't know.
Let's put that here. So go ahead and eat your food.
What's this?
Barbecue chicken.
Honey barbecue.
Honey barbecue.
Chicken wings.
Okay, so there you have it. The audio tape with the 3 revelations of Solomon. My son telling me staff member Solomon kicking him in his butt several times, and then the same staff member Walter that has verbally abused my son in the past, still working around my son, and then also new scratches. And I asked my son about the one that was below his knee. You can see pictures of that on Facebook, because I'm going to post those probably later on today, of the new scratches below that terrible knee injury, and above it, because it's one below and then there's one above to the right of the knee, or the left. Well, it's to the side of the knee injury and it's above. So of course I'm concerned, because they not only physically abuse my son, they emotionally abuse my son, and it might even get really retaliatory. They retaliate against me and my son, and I think they might really mistreating, since it's like, well, you're up here telling your mom staff kicked you and all that, so they probably can get retaliate against him. So but I'm a Christian. I know Jesus is in this thing. He has been protecting my son, and he only allows this scum to go so far, because he is in control. And of course, if you don't know, he healed this and removed the cyst from my son's arm, left forearm. You can see that picture of the cyst and how the facility let it get infected, and then that it is now gone, and that's because of Jesus. So I thank you for listening, and keep us in your prayers, and I will probably be posting this on the Facebook page as well later on. Look for the pictures of the new scratches. I posted some other pics from yesterday's visit on August the 24th, 2014. Thank you, and God bless you.